Yep.
Coach Avent, just your initial thoughts on what was a really entertaining game.
Just a big win. Like, you know, it's with the schedule we play and the league that we're in, and all set the league. The schedule we play: Coastal Carolina, East Carolina twice, Wilmington twice, Campbell. I mean, Greensboro. It's like, it's just, and to have this many young guys who maybe played once a week or twice a week, and then the travel ball scene in the summer, for them to come out, and they've all been in big roles, key roles. Luke Nixon started at second base, did a couple really good things tonight. He's been playing well. Butterworth for the first time in the ACC. Ryan Marone getting a start and going down 4-0 in the first, and then getting us to the sixth, I believe. What these guys are doing right now is really good, but you only feel good about yourself as a team or a player when you get to go in the locker room and, you know, high-five it a little bit. So losing sucks, and no other way to describe it. What it does to you. And like I say, at Georgia Tech, we definitely thought we should have had Saturday's game, but Georgia Tech plays awfully well today. I was talking to Gary Gilmore, who, by the way, let me get off track here, which y'all know I do, but Gary Gilmore, we've been good friends since the late 80s. Met recruiting in Philadelphia at the Carpenter Cup, an old thing that used to be played at the old vet. And then we coached the summer league together in the Valley League, and just our friendship. And, you know, he won the crazy game here that was really handled really poorly here on our part. And he won that game and went on to win the national championship. And that's one of the two toughest losses I've ever had in my career. But the thing that took the sting out of that loss, which not much takes the sting out of a loss, is the fact that a good friend of mine went on to win the national championship that year. And later on, he's dealt with cancer, which so many people have in life, and he's battled that and battled that. Where the odds weren't very good, and he's overcome a lot of things. And so playing him in what might be our last game playing against each other was special for me. Obviously, it's good to come out on top, but I guarantee he'll tell you he's okay the way he's so competitive. He's not very happy right now either. But I've got a little bit off track, but I got to mention Gary Gilmore because this was a good game, Rob. It was a very, very good game, but we needed to come out on top of the game. You can't keep playing well and playing close without feeling some kind of reward, and these guys needed that reward tonight, so I'm really happy about that.
I thought the 2 home runs in the first inning, you didn't tie the game, but it was a nice response to sort of keep you within an arm's length.
You did it so well. It's because you cover so many sports. You're so sports-minded. You do a heck of a job, and you're exactly right. Those 2 solo home runs almost tied the game because we needed something right there, especially with the way things have been going lately. So those are big home runs by Amac and Cozy. But anyway, just proud of how everybody. Sosa, true freshman who's fought mono and the flu for the last 6 weeks. It's like one of his first games back. He's lost like 10 pounds. I thought he caught his awesome tonight. It's so many good things I can talk about.
Pennington, too, I mean, you know, obviously a couple of big swings, but talking to him in here, the presence that it seems like he brings, I imagine that adds a lot to your clubhouse,
You're exactly right, Aaron. The presence that he brings. It's not what he just brings with a lot of things that he does, including the stretch of the last play that Butterworth made, which was a big-time play. And but it's not just that. It's the presence he brings in the locker room, in the dugout, and obviously at the plate. He got that intentional walk, and then you see the respect they have for him. They're not going to mess around with him too many times, but when they pitch around in there. But he, anyway, you're hit around the head. The presence he brings, and that's from playing at Wichita State, playing for a guy like Lauren Hibbs, who's been around forever and knows how to run a ball club and knows how to get that presence in players. So just you hit around the head.
When we talked to Pennington about Ryan Marone, his ability, him being able to settle in after that first inning, he was talking about some of the guys were helping him kind of slow down. He was trying to rush through some of his mental stuff. They kind of helped him so good.
Out there playing Coastal Carolina, he knows who Coastal Carolina is. We watched them on the way back on the bus from Georgia Tech, and I think they had a walk-off, maybe 13-inning win against one of their conference teams, and I think a guy had a bases-loaded double to win that game. So everybody knows, and then Ryan was on the bus. He saw that. He knows who they are and didn't give up that granny. It's not just giving up 4 runs. It's how it happened. And he didn't have his changeup. He couldn't find all of his stuff. And like you said, the players settled him in, and that's what veterans do. The players settled him in, told him to slow things down, take it a little easy. And I thought he did a great job getting from that to where he turned the ball over in the bullpen, and I thought he did an unbelievable job.
What does it mean when you have some veterans like that rallying around him and helping him get his mojo in there and go after the start of the game?
Veterans, I think you're seeing it in all sports now with this COVID and with this transfer thing. That's what you're going to see. Older teams are going to start. You're going to start seeing good things from older teams. It's I don't know how y'all were, but I was a heck of a lot smarter and more mature at 22 than I was at 18. And it's the game can speed up on you, life can speed up on you, and so I think you're going to see that more and more. You might see in the NCAA basketball tournament coming up.
In that respect, I mean, you talked about the freshmen that you guys are playing, and using in key spots. I mean, not maybe that common anymore, right? I mean, for good teams, but I mean, you guys seem like you're pretty committed to that, and it so far is paying off.
Well, we have to. This is, we've had some great recruiting classes, and this is one of them. And I don't want to compare recruiting classes. But the depth of the arms and the quality of arms in this class, and then when you add Alex Sosa and Luke Nixon, and there's others, so I don't want to miss anybody, but the quality of arms in this class, so they're not going to get better sitting on the bench. We have to pitch them, and through pitching them, we may go through some ups and downs in this league and in our schedule, but how do you get them better? And they're the future of our program, and just hopefully we can make this thing work this year. Mix it and match and stuff.
Your thoughts on Duke? Coming up
Don't really have it. I know how good they are. Their bullpen probably, and let's just say their pitching. Forget that. Let's just say their pitching might mirror or mimic a good AAA team, maybe. Aaron would be more qualified for that question than me because he's seen them more and he sees more baseball than I do. But that pitching staff is really, really good. And then we played them in the fall, and their offense is really taking off. What they've been doing offensively has been unbelievable. So, but you talk about Duke, they got some older guys. They got that transfer from Brown, and they get these transfers, especially Duke gets a lot of graduate transfers in Wake. They got a master's program that's a 1-year deal. It's a great deal. I wish we could get that here. You know what I'm saying? That's a great deal to go from wherever to come here and get a 1-year master's at Duke University. So they're getting older guys, and we got our, it's going to be, we're going to have to play really, really good this weekend.
Y'all came through really big in the 7th inning. Just Serrano came in, brought home 2 runs. What are your thoughts on his performance?
Well, Serrano's a great player. He's another puppy, and I don't mean puppy like but he isn't fully grown yet. This guy is a great prospect, and he's a great player. But it's tough the pitching that we face day in and day out. It's not easy, and we're obviously facing a lot of lefties because we have so many left-handers in the lineup. But that was big for him, I thought, because he had like 3 balls on the screws tonight and got nothing. And that's the way this game is now. He had 3 balls on the screws and got nothing, and then they walk Cozart to get to him. Right. And I don't know whether he thought I've hit 3 balls on the screws and I feel good about myself, or he thought I'm 0 for 3. I don't know how he felt. You'd have to talk to Eli. But and then he nails that ball to left field. Big base hit, big for Eli Serrano.
Elliott, you don't mind digressing for 1 second. Kevin Keats, NC State this past weekend. I know you're one of the biggest NC State fans I know. Your thoughts on what they achieved?
Oh, it's unbelievable. 5 games in 5 days. I don't care what sports you're playing, but 5 games in 5 days is incredible. And through those 5 games, Duke and Carolina were a part of those 5. So that means a lot to probably our fan base, right? No matter how you do it, it doesn't really matter. But if you want to add something like the cherry on top, kind of ice cream and sun, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do that, I think that adds a special. But what they did is incredible. And as happy as you are for the school and the fans and obviously the players, I'm happy for our players. You want your school to win. Like them going to our football games and to see what our football team did the second half of the season, it all breeds off itself. And there's so much excitement right now. Like wrestling's going to the Nationals right now, taking 10 guys. Swimming is hot. We're right here next to 2 tennis teams that day in and day out compete with anybody in the country. So a lot of exciting stuff, and you want to be around winners. You know what I'm saying? And winning breeds winning. So, yeah, that's a big deal.
Thank you.